Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew, and today we're talking about the stellar launch, the reviews of Halo Infinite. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go over this. So, the reviews are out. A lot of the reviews are coming in. We're sitting at about an 87 for Halo Infinite as of time of this recording. That's pretty good news. I mean, the fact that Xbox now has 5 highly rated games this year alone, all in the upper 80s, like that's pretty good. This has been that turnaround year that Xbox has needed for a while now. Nobody can deny that PlayStation finished the PlayStation 4 generation on an extremely high note. The games that came out in 2020 were nothing short of freaking stellar. What happened to 2021? PlayStation, explain this to us, because we went out on 2020 with a lot of good games, and now all of a sudden 2021 has really not been that great from anybody's standpoint. Seriously, sometimes I question, wow, what the heck happened, and that's a fair assessment, because let's face it, everything that PlayStation has launched this year has been pretty mediocre for the most part. And that's not taking a jab at anything. I mean, it's just the fact of the matter is it's been pretty mediocre this year for PlayStation. After coming off a high of 2020, this is not like them. This does not make any sense whatsoever. I understand the whole COVID thing, but I mean, you got Microsoft this year launching banger after banger after banger, and they were affected by COVID as well. Yeah, they did have to delay Halo Infinite. Honestly, they probably could have launched that with the system and then continued to fix it, over time. That's what all the other AAA developers are doing. But no, they held back and they released it. What is going on with PlayStation? Because all of those games that they told us were supposed to launch, they were all supposed to launch within this year, within the launch window. We're well past the launch window now. We're a year into the generation, and we're definitely past the launch window. So, yeah, props to Microsoft. Dude, you guys have knocked it out of the freaking park this year. Yes, all of these games, most of these games are cross-gen titles, so yeah, they're definitely built for last gen as well. But I mean, we got Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator is one freaking amazing game. The fact that you can fly all over the planet is nothing short of freaking fantastic. Psychonauts 2, definitely a kid's game, but it scored high and it's doing a good job. I personally feel like Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and Psychonauts 2 are about equal for the most part. They were both pretty equal in terms of, value and enjoyment and stuff. That's why I just don't understand why Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart launched it with such a high price tag. It should have stayed at the $60 and just move forward from that. PlayStation really needs to rethink that $70 price tag, and possibly maybe have a tiered price. Something like God of War, yeah, charge $70 for that, but Ratchet and Clank, charge $60 for it. Returnal, $49.99 would have been a fair price. And just to make my point clear on that, Chorus just launched the other day. This game is freaking phenomenal. Fast paced. It gives you the same pretty much the same feeling that you get while you're playing Returnal. And you can even enable a permadeath mode so that it is like Returnal. And that game delivers on that experience. That is freaking amazing. And it's only $39.99. $39.99. Completely amazing game with plenty of options. You can play that game at permadeath and set your difficulty from very easy all the way up. I decided to play it on medium, and it is giving me more than a freaking. It is definitely a challenge. I really like that game. I am so happy that I was able to get that and play that. We have other games from Microsoft this year that are just freaking. I mean, Deathloop. Yes, it did launch on the PlayStation 5, but it is an Xbox first-party title, and it is rated pretty high. Like, that is good. The fact that Xbox Studios are starting to turn things around and really produce games that not only score high with the critics, but they're also enjoyed by the fans. Like, people love this stuff. Let's just talk about this just for a second, because when I interact with my community here on YouTube, like, my Xbox fans are really excited about the things that are coming out. They're not sitting there bragging, like really super braggy about things. They genuinely love these experiences and really appreciate them. The PlayStation fans, man, like, it's almost like they just keep regurgitating the same things over and over and over again. It's like, yeah, we got bangers and blah blah blah, and it's like, come on, guys, like, be honest with yourself and be honest with the world in general. Like, PlayStation first party just has not delivered this year whatsoever. Coming off a high like 2020, like they did, to deliver literally freaking mediocre experiences all of 2021. Yeah, dude, like, people's hype for PlayStation 5 is starting to wane. So is mine. Thankfully, we are going to be getting some solid games from PlayStation first party next year. We still have till February. That is literally 3 months away still. Well, a little bit less than 3 months now. But you see where I'm going with this? We still have 3 months before we get to play anything first party on the PlayStation 5. That may change on the 9th when we do the Game Awards. That definitely might change. And this video here isn't to kick Sony for that. This is to show you, or to tell you that, look, man, people need to take Microsoft seriously. Especially if you're a fanboy, you need to start taking Microsoft seriously. What they're bringing to the table and what they're starting to deliver is nothing short of amazing. Like, this is one of the biggest turnarounds that I think we've seen in gaming in a long time. Not only does Microsoft deliver an amazing value through Game Pass, these games that they're bringing out are really pretty freaking high quality. That's nothing to sneeze at. Forza Horizon 5 is freaking phenomenal, and the visuals are better than most of the stuff we have seen to date on any console. So yeah, Microsoft first-party studios are bringing it, and these games are going to Game Pass day one. Day one. You can play these games for as little as $1 if you haven't signed up for Game Pass yet. All the way up to $15. You can get yourself a subscription and you can play these amazing games day and date when they launch on Game Pass. You have 2 days till Halo Infinite releases, day and date on Game Pass. The things that Xbox is doing for the gaming community in the world right now is nothing short of amazing. You have PlayStation on the other end, nickel and diming you for every single thing you get from them. Now, I understand PlayStation is a business. They're not a charity. Neither is Microsoft. Microsoft is not a charity. I pay full price for these games. I appreciate them and I like them, and I really do feel like I receive the value that I invest into these games. I do believe that I receive that on all of these Microsoft first-party games. I'm getting my value's worth. I've already got more time in Halo Infinite multiplayer, the free-to-play multiplayer, than I do in Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. I can almost say that I could combine that and Spider-Man together and have more time than both of those experiences to date, just in the multiplayer of Halo Infinite multiplayer. The value is there. The games are there. The quality has improved dramatically. Actually, I can't really say that. Gears 5 was amazing. Sea of Thieves is great. It did launch with a lot of less content, but now it's freaking phenomenal. There's just so much that Xbox is bringing to the table, so much diversity that it doesn't even like PlayStation games are basically the same thing, just different stories and different worlds. It's almost like getting a new Assassin's Creed every year for every PlayStation first-party game that comes out. The Xbox that brings diversity to their games is freaking phenomenal. There's so much to play. so much to do. If you get an Xbox and you sign up for Game Pass, you will be busy for longer than you can imagine. I don't just say this just because I'm like trying to be like some Xbox shill. Like, I promise you, I'm not an Xbox shill. Really, I'm not. I am a PlayStation fan. Like, I've been playing PlayStation since PS1. But what I'm saying is both of these consoles are literally essential. They are essential to have both of them to be able to. If you're a gamer, man, if you love games, and you love games the way I love games, like, what are you waiting for, man? Seriously, why would you not take advantage of both of these amazing opportunities? To be able to get a PlayStation 5 and an Xbox Series X right now, yeah, it is pretty tough. It is pretty tough. But try building a PC with the power of either of these consoles, and you'll realize that, man, you can literally have both, plenty of storage, an annual Game Pass subscription, and still be able to buy your PS5 games, and still be under budget to building a PC that's capable, that's just as capable as these machines. Now imagine if you want to go better. Yeah, this is the best time ever to have both consoles and to enjoy games, because you're a gamer and that's what you want to do. You want to play games. There's no need to really, in this day and age, there's really no need to be confined to one system. Both of these consoles are great. All of the teams that make games for these consoles are freaking better than they've ever been. I'm serious. They're better than they've ever been before. Everything looks better. Everything feels better. The console gaming in 2021 is better than it's ever been. We're at a peak right now. And I there's one thing. I mean, like the whole PC thing, okay? Being a console gamer, I liken that to being like to still being a kid and believing in Santa Claus. You know, like, you still believe that the consoles are super powerful and they're great. You know, I mean, like, until you get a PC, once you get a PC and everything changes, like, you understand just the limitations of the console. But right now, man, like, it feels good. It feels good to still believe in Santa. I'm telling you, both of these consoles are great. The Xbox backward compatibility alone makes that console well worth the purchase. You know, you hear the things all the time about, you buy an Xbox to play old games. Yeah, the upgraded old games, things look and run and feel a lot better. So many games have gotten next-gen patches, too, to take more advantage of these consoles, you know, like running 60 frames or hitting 4K far easier. Just the quality of life upgrades that both the PS5 and the Series X bring to a large category, a large library of games is unfreaking believable. We've never, ever seen this happen. Ever. We've never seen this happen. We've never had a console come out and just be able to run games better. Right out of the gate. Just to be able to run your old games better. PlayStation does get credit for that. Some of their games have had to patch, but any game that ran with dynamic resolution or unlocked frame rates, they're hitting 60 frames a second, and they're hitting their upper bounds of their resolution. We have never seen this before. Now, you can download a demo, a UE5 demo for Matrix on your Xbox and your PlayStation 5 that is going to showcase something that it's probably not going to be available until the 9th or whatever, once the Game Awards go. But cool, this is cool. This is going to be like our first look natively at UE5 in our own home. So I'm really excited to check that out, and I hope that you guys can check that out as well. And yeah, dude, I'm just excited for Xbox. Xbox is really bringing it. They're really going to compete with Sony this time, and we're going to get some amazing experiences out of this. Sony has always been top quality when it comes to games. Always been top quality. I'm just grateful that Microsoft is going to bring that same energy. And my feelings, about, Xbox games not being as good as PlayStation, Gears of War 5, like, it's not that, the gap has really not been that big for a little while. It really hasn't been that big. Like, yeah, some of the end of the games, end of the year games for PlayStation 5 were really good. So But I do believe that, you know, other games if you put Gears of War 5 next to Ghost of Tsushima, Gears of War 5 beats that really well. Like, beats it really well. The visuals of Gears 5 are way better than they are in Ghost of Tsushima. And anybody that says they're not, come on, man. Quit lying to yourself. Quit lying. It's not that big of a gap anymore. So if that's your little thing about you wanting to, oh yeah, well the PlayStation's better. It's not that big of a gap anymore. I promise you that. And for everybody that's on the fence about picking up an Xbox, grab one. If you can find one, get one. You will enjoy your experience. And if you went from a PlayStation 5 to a PlayStation, or a PS4 Pro to a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, you're going to be amazed at both of these consoles, at what both of them can do. If you go from an Xbox One X to a PlayStation 5 and a Series X, the jump's really not that big. Honestly, like right now, it definitely is not that big, and you're going to probably be like, oh man, that's not as big as I wanted, but it is getting there, and it will start getting there a lot faster. Now that we're starting to get over this hump, and we're going to start seeing more games and probably more announcements on the 9th that are true next gen games only, we're going to see some amazing stuff this year at the Game Awards. I'm very excited for this. I will be co-streaming that show, and I hope that you guys come and watch with me. That's going to be great. So, if you like this content and you want to see more of it, man, don't worry. I'm going to make more of it. But hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Man, it's exciting being a gamer.